Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum friends. Welcome back to the latest transfer news update that we have for the evening. We have plenty of news and some of them it's pretty huge and I didn't expect this. One of them is pretty huge. I want to start with that one straight away. It's Rafinha. As I told you guys earlier that it seemed that Rafinha was getting a severe interest from Arsenal. It seemed that Arsenal were almost on the case. Arsenal did bid and it was rejected by Leeds United. It seemed that Arsenal would be back in for the second bid, but just right now, a few moments ago, this has come as a total surprise, as a total shock that Chelsea have agreed a fee with Leeds United and it's around £55 million with add-ons. Now, what will Arsenal do over here? Will they go back in for Rafinha? Will they just sit back and think that it's done, that Rafinha is heading towards Stamford Bridge? He has chosen the blue side of London. Now, it's case to be seen. I think Arsenal would be working on the same case. For some reason, I think that Arsenal thought that maybe Rafinha would be achievable in terms of 40 to 45 million pounds in terms of valuation. But right now, the fact of the matter is that Chelsea have come in straight away and they have agreed the fee with Leeds United. So that means that Chelsea are much more serious. So what does that mean for Rafinha? I think Rafinha knows that he wanted to go to Barcelona, but I think it's not going to happen. So Rafinha is thinking that the best thing to be is to stay in Premier League, and he knows the league, he understands the league, he has plenty of good choices in terms of top clubs. Now Chelsea will be playing in Champions League, Tottenham will be playing in Champions League, Arsenal will not be playing in Champions League. So perhaps that might be the case that Rafinha would have thought and said, you know what, maybe Chelsea is the team because they are playing in the Champions League and he wants to move to a big club. Chelsea have won the Champions League twice as well. Perhaps playing for Thomas Tuchel is much more appealing than Mikel Arteta. Or perhaps there is still that Arsenal are still in this race. We do not know yet. Maybe Arsenal do agree a fee with Leeds United tomorrow and they would want to talk to the player and then we will see what the player chooses. Now, Rafinha is a very, you could say, is a very big name in terms of in upcoming players. I think his next big move is going to be a serious one. So that is the reason why he will have to choose his club pretty much in terms of what will it give to him in terms of medals, in terms of championships, in terms of in whole context, in terms of financial as well. So I think in that aspect Chelsea ticks all of those boxes. So perhaps that might have played in, and that is the reason that the Chelsea new ownership want to make a statement, and that is why they're going for the likes of Rafinha. And not only Rafinha, it has come out to a surprise as well that they're working on the Raheem Sterling deal as well. So they want to give Thomas Tuchel these two transfers and then they will hunt for those two centre backs. That's what they want to do. They want to straight away tend those attacking positions because Lukaku has just joined Inter Milan. He has travelled to Milan. He'll be signing the papers, so he'll be going there on the loan. So maybe that is the case that the Chelsea ownership thinks that the best thing to do here is give Thomas Tuchel those attacking wingers such as Raheem Sterling and Rafinha and then build the team around it, and then they can go and try to see what kind of things can they do in terms of centre backs. So right now they have agreed a deal with Rafinha and much more closer towards Raheem Sterling, and we might see Raheem Sterling join the Blues of London. Now, not only that, we are also going to speak about Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus has travelled to London. He has doing his medical, so most probably by tomorrow or maybe a day after, I think by tomorrow we'll see his images wearing that Arsenal shirt and holding that pen with the paper and signing that Arsenal contract. So that means Arsenal are moving quickly in terms of getting that striker, and I think that their decision on signing Gabriel Jesus is a good one, whereas this Rafinha is going to be a little bit shock to them, but I think they're still in the race. Let's see what they can do. I think 55 million is going to be a little bit too much, but if Arsenal think that Rafinha is the person who is going to take them onto the next level, then I think they should settle on that fees and tell to Leeds United that they are okay with signing him. Now, moving on, we will be Also looking at Manchester United, this has come really surprisingly that Manchester United have accepted the Frankie de Jong. I think it's almost close with Barcelona, so that means it will happen in few more days where Frankie de Jong will join Eric Ten Hag as a new Manchester United player. But this has come as a surprise as well, which was Manchester United are trying to hijack Tyrell Malacia deal from Olympic Lyon. He is a player of Feyenoord, so there is a full agreement with Olympic Lyon, but that was a verbal agreement. But Manchester United were working behind the scenes, and it seems that they have reached an agreement. So that means Malacia will be joining Frankie de Jong as well. So that means double Dutch players signing for Manchester United. Now, not only that, Manchester United are also working on Eriksen. So imagine if they get Frankie de Jong as well as Malacia as well as Eriksen. That's going to be a good window start for Manchester United. And then what does it mean for Alex Telles? What does it mean for Bissaka? What does it mean for other players? Maybe Manchester United would want to make those sales, and we will see what do Manchester United are able to do with that one. So we will see on that issue as well. Now moving forward, I would want to talk about other deal, which is about Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are about to agree a fee with Lens, which is of Czech Decore. They are interested in the player, and 18 million fee is in works. So they will sign the player for 18 million pounds. Whereas in other news, Monaco has they have agreed a fee for Minamino from Liverpool. It's 15 million euros a guaranteed fee, and 3 million euro for add-ons. So that means 18 million euros in total. Hello Entertainly, thank you very much for joining in. And that is what the update we have right now in regards to Liverpool. Whereas Lukaku has travelled to Milan, so he will be signing the paper and signing with Inter Milan. Whereas we also do know that Arsenal are sure that Gabriel Jesus will be their player, which will be happening by tomorrow. Now I'll be also wanting to speak about other transfers as well. So I want to speak about Tottenham and Everton. Tottenham are edging closer to sign Richarlison. The deal is going to be around 60 million pounds. They are also interested in Gordon of Everton. So let's see if Tottenham are able to get. Thank you very much, Entertaining. Thank you very much. So what does it mean is that Richarlison will be a Tottenham player, and Antonio Conte wants him pretty much. So it seems that Richarlison will be heading towards North London, and I think he would love to play for Antonio Conte. It's going to be pretty tactical, and I think it suits his football as well. He's a very pragmatic kind of player, and he has that extra bit of skill, so which will come in handy for Tottenham. So that is what we have for Tottenham and Everton. Whereas there is another news which has been coming in. I want to come to the PSG and Neymar story later, but I want to speak about something else which has to do with Chelsea. Chelsea are apparently interested in 3 Manchester City players. I did mention about Raheem Sterling earlier. So Raheem Sterling is just one of the player, but the second player who is of an interest is Nathan Ake. Now Nathan Ake used to be a Chelsea academy player, but it seems that Chelsea are interested in to take him back. But there's also a third player that Chelsea are interested in, and it seems that it's Zinchenko. They want Zinchenko as the third player. Now this is quite surprising that Chelsea are interested in Zinchenko, whereas Everton, they were clearly running up front for Zinchenko. They were clearly interested. Maybe there is a difference in terms of valuation between Everton and Manchester City, but it seems that Chelsea are quite sure about Zinchenko and they want to make a bid. They want to get him. So we will see if they will be able to get him or not. So that means Chelsea are interested in Raheem Sterling as well as Nathan Ake and Zinchenko. Now I would love to come back to PSG and Neymar story. Now this has growing for last 1 day or two, and it seems that it's getting more and more mature. We did know when Mbappe signed, the stories were circulating that Neymar would be leaving the club just due to the fact because Mbappe thinks that Neymar doesn't give as much as he should, and that is the reason he wants to make some change in the team. and by signing that new contract, he has the power to make those kind of requests. So that means Neymar will be leaving PSG. Now the matter and the issue is of Neymar. Would he want to leave PSG? I think he would want to leave PSG. It doesn't matter whichever clubs come in for him. But the problem lies in his wages. Now PSG offer him lots of good wages, and I think he's the top earner right now in PSG. It might be Mbappe right now, but he is one or on the number 2 position in terms of those wages. Now what he's asking for is that he's on 24 million a year. So that means he's asking for a guarantee that if the new suitor isn't able to give him those wages, then PSG will cover those wages for him. So PSG, what they're trying to tell over here is that if they get a suitor who is interested in Neymar, and if that suitor isn't able to pay those wages, then there might be an issue that they would look into Neymar wages and they will compensate his wages. So that means PSG are fully accommodating Neymar in terms of what his wages are currently with his contract right now with PSG. And if any suitor comes up and if they're falling short on in terms of what he wants from his wages with the new team, then PSG will cover them by covering those wages. So let's say if Manchester United comes in and they're willing to offer him, let's say 12 million or maybe 15 million in wages, what about if he's on 12 million, then what about 12 million wages? Then that means PSG will compensate him. Or if Manchester United offers him 15 million, then what about that next 9 million? That next 9 million will be paid by PSG. So what it means is that Neymar has kind of an agreement with PSG that if he leaves the club, then PSG will make sure that his wages are not compromised. So this is what the latest development is between Neymar and PSG right now. I'm sure there's going to be more developing story, and I think it's one of those that it has some sort of legs, and I just want to wait out and see which club would want to come in for him. Maybe Chelsea, maybe who knows, maybe some other club, but we'll wait out and see how this one goes. Maybe he gets to stay at PSG, but let's see what happens, because this is a World Cup year and I'm sure that Neymar wouldn't want to take any risk, and let's see how this one goes. So I'm going to recap what we have for this episode. Frenkie de Jong close to Manchester United. Tyrell Malacia close to joining Manchester United from Feyenoord. 15 million guarantee fee, 15 million euros and 2 million euros on add-ons. Whereas in other news, it's Rafinha who is closer to Chelsea rather than Arsenal, because Chelsea have agreed a fee with Leeds United. Will Arsenal come back with a late bid? We'll see tomorrow what happens. So this story is still developing as well. Moving forward, Chelsea are interested in Raheem Sterling. They are interested in Nathan Ake. They are interested in Zinchenko. Whereas Tottenham are interested in Richarlison as well as Gordon. Tottenham want to move on Richarlison as soon as possible. They want to make sure that they have got this deal. Whereas Neymar and PSG, they're speaking about if he leaves the club, then what about his wages? And PSG are willing to offer his wages in partition with the new team, with the new suitors, whoever comes in and bid for him. So Arsenal are close to complete Gabriel Jesus signing. So that is what we have today for this episode. Hopefully you would have loved today's episode. I wanted to do that transfer special with that betting one. I wanted to see what are the odds for those players to join their clubs. I'm gonna do that tomorrow, so please do tune in tomorrow evening, and I'm sure there will be lots of development on this story. So I want to thank you very much for tuning in, and hopefully I will see you soon. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See you tomorrow. Have a nice one. Bye bye.